Hi, everybody, and welcome to this online opportunity to explore our new virtual academy, Central Minnesota Virtual Academy online school, opening in 2023-2024 for St. Cloud Area School District. I'm joined by a team of district administrators that will be partnering with me to explain some of the key components of our new virtual academy, and I'll have to give them a minute to introduce themselves. Carol, do you want to start?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Carol Potter, and I'm the Executive Director of Student Services and Special Education.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kay Nelson. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Schools.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lori Posch, Executive Director of Learning and Teaching.
Hi, I'm Jessica Moore, the Director of Secondary Curriculum.
Great. My name is Ryan Cox. I am the Director of Innovation and Instructional Technology for St. Cloud Area School District. So let's get started. First of all, why offer online learning? We know that our students come to us with a lot of different needs and wants, and we want to make sure that we offer those students, all students, an opportunity to learn in an environment that best meets their needs. And so part of our mission and vision of St. Cloud Area School District is that we support all learners. And we feel like offering an online environment supports that idea. We know that students have events that are happening outside the school day that can sometimes impact their school day. We want to give all students a chance to engage in learning and be successful. So what will learning look like online? This is a summary of what Central Minnesota Virtual Academy is, and we'll be walking through each part of this and defining and describing. So first of all, Central Minnesota Virtual Academy is a student-centered learning environment. Our students are at the core of what we do, where all students may enroll in either full-time or part-time options. And we'll talk more about what that means here in a moment. Those students that are involved in Central Minnesota Virtual will have primarily an asynchronous learning environment. And what that means is that students can help control both the pace, place, and space of where they're learning, but they're not learning on their own. They're going to have those real-time supports as well from their teachers. Central Minnesota Virtual Academy is taught by licensed teachers that are our District 742 teachers, and they're using a standards-based curriculum that all students, no matter in person or online, are using as part of their instruction. Central Minnesota Virtual Academy is open to all students, both here in the St. Cloud community and also throughout the state of Minnesota. And so this is for students in grades 6 through 12, anywhere in Minnesota. And we also welcome students of all abilities. And finally, we see Central Minnesota Virtual Academy as just one more pathway to high school graduation. Again, we know that students sometimes take different paths, and we want them to get that graduation and be successful point. And we think this is one piece that can help contribute to that. So what does learning look like? Central Minnesota Virtual Academy will be a combination of both asynchronous and synchronous learning. So what asynchronous learning means is that students are able to log in at the time and place that best meets their needs. If it's best for them to do their learning in the afternoon, they can do that. If they're an early riser, they can wake up and log in and be able to access materials as they need to. And so most of the instruction will be in this asynchronous format. Teachers will be offering office hours to their students. And so we know that the most important component of a student's education is the human contact with that teacher. And so that's important. So teachers will offer office hours to our students where they can log in and connect either with the teacher in a one-on-one environment or in a small group instructional opportunity as well. And finally, there's synchronous opportunities for students to connect with each other. And so if the teacher decides that they're going to bring their whole class together at a certain time, they may log into an opportunity like this, like a Google Meet, and they will be able to connect and collaborate and share ideas with each other. We know learning is social, and that's important to us. Learning will be flexible. The structure of the program is a flexible learning opportunity. What may a student see during a week, any week, is they'll see a week's worth of material and content and assessments and enrichments and projects that they'll be able to work through. They'll be able to log in and see instructional videos where the teacher's explaining concepts in short, digestible pieces. They'll have assignments, obviously, and projects to work through. Teachers will outline for students what's needed for attendance. And each week that may be different. One week, it might be that they are logging into a synchronous class environment with each other. Another week, it might be they're making progress on a project or an assessment. And so teachers will outline that each week, what that may look like. And finally, as I mentioned before, office hours are available, and teachers will share when those office hours are available and then how to gain access. Students will have access to Schoology Messenger, which is an ability for students to message their teachers. We know that learning doesn't always happen between 8 and 3 o'clock. And so if a student is working on a project at night and that student runs into a challenge or a concern or a question, the student can actually message the teachers through Schoology Messenger, and they can expect a 24-hour response from their teachers or as close to that as possible via the Schoology Messenger application. As I mentioned before, we also encourage the face-to-face opportunities to share ideas and to connect and collaborate. We don't want students to learn in isolation, and we know that their teachers and their classmates are really important. So teachers can offer these virtual office hours where students can log in and ask questions or just simply connect with their teachers. We know that teachers love to work with our kids, and that's an opportunity for them to connect and just see how each other's doing. We also know that outside of the curriculum, students will have an opportunity to explore different qualities and competencies as part of being on the Central Minnesota Virtual Academy. And the World Economic Forum has identified these qualities and competencies that are really important for students to be successful in a 21st century environment. So we talk about things like initiative, persistence, adaptability, leadership, and social and cultural awareness, along with critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration, and curiosity. There's some differences between our high school online program and our middle school online program. First of all, the high school only will be offering what's called supplemental, and that means that students can fully engage and stay within their school. They can graduate from either Tech or Apollo and still be part of the online program, but it also means that students can take some classes online and some classes in person, where they may take maybe 1 or 2 classes online and work in a shared space within the school, or work from home, depending on the time of day, and then take those classes online with their in-person teachers. Comprehensive learning is where everything's online, and this is also available to high school students, but this will be the only option for our middle school students. So our middle school students will either be in person or fully online, and our students that are open and enrolling to District 742 from around the state to work with Central Minnesota Virtual will also be in the comprehensive program. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Jessica Moore, our Director of Secondary Curriculum, to walk us through our course offerings.
Thanks, Ryan. So for course offerings, we made sure that we have offerings that will allow your student to have a full experience in whether the middle school or the high school. So they will get art, they'll get technology, they will get their social studies and their math. And if you're in high school, you'll definitely be able to get all your grad requirements and graduate from Central Minnesota Virtual Academy or Tech or Apollo. The way these courses were selected was in combination with directors and coordinators from learning and teaching, as well as classroom teachers of every subject area. Our teachers know best what works online and in that environment, and we're starting small and tight. These courses are absolutely centered around our learning standards that are set by the state, and we have enough variety in there that they will find something that they're interested in, but we will definitely be looking at it every year to determine if we should add more, revise and edit, just like we do for Ed Apollo and Tech as well. Now, the way you can find our course offerings, because it is a little different, we do not offer every single course online that we offer in person, but you would go to our website. And once you're on the website, you are going to end up going to schools. And I know it's going to pop back up in a second. You're going to go to schools and go down to Central Minnesota Virtual Academy, because that is one of our schools in our district. Once you get there, on the left-hand side, there is something called Course Handbook. If you go into the Course Handbook, you will see that there's additional information about Central Minnesota Virtual Academy. If you look across the top, we have both some registration planning information and grad requirements, as well as high school courses and the middle school courses that we offer. Right now for the high school, we do have the registration forms there as well, if this is something you're interested in, and the middle school ones are coming. So if you are interested in being completely online, if you feel that's the best fit for you and your child, then please contact us at the middle level, because we'll make sure to let you know as soon as those forms are up and running. Anything I missed? Perfect.
Sounds good. Okay, next up, we will have a review of what supports will be available. Carol Potter, our Exec Director of Student Services and Special Education, and Lori Posch, our Exec Director of Learning and Teaching, will be walking us through those pieces.
Okay, for our students that receive special education services and supports, as always, parents will continue to be an essential part of the team to develop the student's individual educational plan or program that students will be utilizing throughout their school year. Students with IEPs will have specialized instruction, just like they do on-site, related services and accommodations and modifications that will be determined by the IEP team. So those may look the same as what they would in a brick and mortar building, or they may be adjusted to the virtual environment. And so the team helps make those decisions about which services would be provided in this unique virtual environment. And so each student's plan will be individualized, just like they would any other time, and the IEP will be amended for that virtual environment. And students with IEPs who are supplemental, so going part-time, they'll be encouraged to receive their special education services and supports face-to-face when they are in buildings with their teachers and case managers during their in-person attendance time.
So let's take a look at what supports are available for our multilingual learners. These are our students who qualify for English language support. Our students who qualify for these services will have both a mix of asynchronous and synchronous learning opportunities. During those asynchronous times, they'll receive support from English language teachers in our buildings, and it would include support in both the verbal and written skills area. For synchronous opportunities, we know that it's important for our students to be speaking English, to be communicating and collaborating with other students and teachers. So there will be opportunities provided for that as well. In addition to supports for our students, we will also have family supports around the logistics that are involved with our devices and our systems. That might include how to use the device, how to access the system, and then family communication to support you and your family on a regular basis.
We have some tips for success to share with you. And the first one is around communication. And so we really are encouraging to keep open lines of regular communication with students, teachers, and schools, and always ask for help when we need it. We don't want to have any student get so far behind that it would be difficult for them to catch up. And so we are there to help, and we'll be a partner with you in this. And then we're asking that kids establish a routine, and so they can keep a regular schedule and a location within their home or within the school, wherever they're taking those virtual classes, so that they can continue to do their regular learning and they have a regular routine in which they are keeping throughout their day. The third item is that we encourage taking screen breaks. And so when there is free time, step away from the screens and engage in activities that don't add to screen time. Can be hard on the eyes, and it just gives us an opportunity to stand up and refresh and have our minds do something else, free ourselves up so that when we come back to it, we are free to learn in a better way. And the next tip would be organization. And so again, we would organize your physical and digital workspaces so that things are easy to access and you have everything you need right in the consistent space that you will be learning from. And then our last tip would be to stay resilient and know that feeling frustrated, discouraged, or uninspired at times is very normal. If that becomes normal, then we're going to talk about that first tip of communication again to see how we can change that. But we're going to explore ways to stay focused and get through the tough times, and we are here to help you do that.
Perfect. So for more information, please make sure that you contact St. Cloud Area School District. We do have a series of very helpful and supportive questions that we will be posting online for families to access. But we look forward to opening our new Central Minnesota Virtual Academy in 2023-24 and welcome any questions or supports that you may need. Thank you so very much.